Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share some thoughts I've been sitting on for a while. This isn't a video with a solution, and I'm not claiming to have all the answers. Instead, I want to talk about a pattern I've noticed, something that seems to apply to societies that have reached to a certain stage of economic development. Let's call them stratified societies. In these systems, the way time and income are distributed often leaves the working and the middle classes stuck. Most people find it incredibly difficult to build up capital. Meanwhile, those who already build up capital seem to gain bigger share of the wealth being created. Now, when I say working class or middle class, I'm not using strict definitions. Some say that working class tends to have unstable jobs and middle class usually have more stable employment. But in either case, people often find themselves working long hours to maintain certain standard of living, and often with very little financial cushion. Let's take the game of Monopoly as a simple metaphor. At the beginning, everyone seems equal, but once players start to acquire assets, the imbalance grows quickly. Those with more assets gain more power, while others slowly losing everything. It's an oversimplified version, of course, but it reflects something that we have seen in the real world, where asset ownership plays a massive role in shaping financial future. And unlike Monopoly, we don't all start with the same amount of capital in the real life. Over the years, I came to know several different countries with very different systems. But across the board, I've noticed a consistent trend. For most people, especially those in the lower to middle income range, staying in the workforce is the only way to avoid poverty. That pressure intensifies if they spend in a way that match their perceived social status. Only a small number of people are able to resist the pressure, the temptation, and to save enough to break out of the 9 to 5 or even longer working hours. Income inequality also affects the dynamic. In societies with bigger income gaps, some corporate employees can earn so much that they reach the financial independence relatively quickly. In more equal societies, only a small group, usually those who own specific type of capital, can accumulate wealth far beyond their lifetime needs. This brings me to another key concept, leverage. When we think of leverage, we often think of borrowing money, but leverage is more than just financial debt. Hiring someone, outsource work, delaying payments to suppliers, these are all forms of leverage. In fact, many YouTubers use leverage by outsourcing parts of their video production. It's about using other people's time or resources to increase your own return, whether that's financial or otherwise. Leverage can be powerful. When things go well, it amplifies your gains, but it also increases your risk. If your investment doesn't work out, you are on the hook for the loss, and maybe more. So while leverage can help people grow their capital and reclaim some time, it's not something to take lightly. In a world where both time and capital are increasingly scarce, leverage is sometimes the only way to move forward, but it has to be used wisely. Thanks for watching. If you find this video helpful or thought-provoking, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next week.